Duan Xiaoming, the young master of a mafia family, attended a wedding in a bathrobe. His subordinate, Zhang Xiang, reminded him, "Don't be too flashy." But Duan Xiaoming didn't listen, and he was immediately drawn to a girl at the scene. She looked innocent, yet her vibe exuded a dark, ominous energy, which piqued his interest. Lu Mingyu, having paused her painting, confirmed that the man was single and directly asked, "Wanna go to bed?" Duan Xiaoming was stunned. He didn't expect her to be so direct. But Lu Mingyu wasn't fazed by his reaction. Without hesitation, she threw her painting out toward the wedding happening downstairs. Duan Xiaoming quickly stopped her, grabbing the girl and taking her away. In the blink of an eye, they were in bed, indulging in a night of passion, unable to stop. The next morning, Lu Mingyu was interrogated by her family. It was clear her older sister, Lu Qian, and her aunt were dissatisfied with her. Finally, her uncle intervened to stop the drama, but the following conversation sent chills down her spine. He acted like a pervert, sniffing Lu Mingyu's scent before coldly asking, "Have you made up your mind?" It was clear that the man had impure thoughts about her. Lu Mingyu provocatively responded, "Dream on." This angered her uncle, who directly threatened to confine her. But then, Lu Lin intervened, reminding his father that Miss Su had come looking for Lu Mingyu. Since the Su family was influential, her uncle didn't dare offend them and reluctantly allowed her to go. Lu Mingyu got into Su Suyu's car, preparing to leave home. They headed straight to the airport. Meanwhile, Duan Xiaoming was still replaying the passionate night in his mind. He ordered, "Find that girl." Su Suyu was worried about her friend's financial issues abroad, but Lu Mingyu didn't care. Her secret painting from a year ago had sold for 10 times its price, enough to support her overseas life. However, her uncle quickly realized the girl had escaped, but the only person they caught at the airport was Su Suyu, who was wearing Lu Mingyu's clothes. Lu Lin eventually found Lu Mingyu in a cemetery. Upon seeing her, he slapped her hard. Lu Mingyu didn't back down and taunted him. "You're so stupid. Did uncle tell you where I was? He knew I couldn't run, so he must have come to the cemetery to visit my parents." Enraged, Lu Lin raised his hand to slap her again, but Lu Mingyu decisively blocked it, coldly retaliating. "Do you dare slap a face that looks like my mother's? Your father wouldn't even allow my parents to be buried together. He's a pervert." Lu Lin cursed her viciously, but Lu Mingyu recalled the time when he had framed her and had her locked away. She said, "You're the ones who forced me." Zhang Xiang had gathered photos of all the girls in Kipeos at the wedding, but none of them were the one Duan Xiaoming was looking for. He still couldn't get past Lu Mingyu's friend request, replaying every movement from that night, each detail tugging at his heart. On her first day of marriage, Lu Qian was abandoned by her husband. She angrily took her frustrations out on Lu Mingyu, but her father quickly intervened. At that moment, Lu Mingyu's uncle noticed the injuries on her face and realized that Lu Lin had been the one behind it. In a fit of rage, he slapped Lu Lin hard. Lu Mingyu provocatively looked at her brother and murmured, "I have a strong sense of revenge." Her uncle dragged her to the study and, in a threatening tone, said, "If you dare run away again, you better be careful with your grandmother's life." Lu Mingyu roared in anger, "She's your mother too." Her uncle didn't care about his mother's well-being. Instead, he pinned a pearl hairpin onto Lu Mingyu's head. Lu Mingyu's aunt and older sister, Lu Qian, secretly plotted to marry Lu Mingyu off to a son from another prominent family. Lu Qian took her to a party for heirs of wealthy families, where Duan Xiaoming finally laid eyes on the girl he had been obsessing over. Zhang Xiang told Duan Xiaoming the rumors about the Lu family. Lu Mingyu was the second daughter, an obedient girl who had never been favored and rarely left the house. Duan Xiaoming ordered his men, "Bring her to my room." Lu Qian deliberately had a playboy approach Lu Mingyu, but Lu Mingyu coldly sneered at her sister, saying, "Shut up. You're the only fool in this family." Zhang Xiang hurriedly stepped in to help Lu Mingyu, escorting her to Duan Xiaoming. However, Zhang Xiang's actions reminded Lu Mingyu of the time her uncle locked her away. Her eyes became as sharp as knives, causing Zhang Xiang to freeze momentarily. Finally, Lu Mingyu met Duan Xiaoming. She grabbed his necklace and provocatively said, "You think you're so cool? Still single?" Want to sleep together again? The two quickly ended up in bed, with Lu Mingyu warning him, family rules are strict. We only have an hour. Duan Xiaoming sent her home, knowing her family was strict. He gave her a phone and asked her to accept his friend request. Back at home, Lu Mingyu was immediately bombarded with questions. She explained that her sister had taken her to the party, but ended up leaving her in a crowd of spoiled rich kids. Soon after, Lu Lin handed over the party surveillance footage to her uncle. In the footage, Lu Mingyu was surrounded by a group of men drinking. Her uncle furiously grabbed her older sister by the hair and dragged her away to lecture her, while Lu Mingyu calmly sat on the couch sipping tea. On the other side, Zhang Xiang was puzzled by the Lu family's sudden actions. After their daughter had disappeared for an hour, they hastily checked the surveillance. Suddenly, Duan Xiaoming asked his subordinate how the marriage proposal process worked in such wealthy families. Yes, Duan Xiaoming was planning to propose to Lu Mingyu. Lu Mingyu was strategizing at home and realized that Duan Xiaoming might be a useful tool for her revenge. This man was extraordinary. Not only could he customize untraceable phones, but he could also alter surveillance footage in 10 minutes. Late at night, Duan Xiaoming met with Lu Mingyu. He noticed the clear signs of corporal punishment on her body. Coldly, he said, "I don't think it's normal for a 22-year-old to be punished like this." Lu Mingyu respondedly, "In my family, it's normal." Without hesitation, Duan Xiaoming confessed, saying he wanted to marry Lu Mingyu. She was stunned, but he quickly added, "However, I can't propose properly until a month from now." Then, Duan Xiaoming declared that they were now officially dating. Lu Mingyu agreed. Upon learning that Lu Qian was going to a bar, Lu Mingyu deliberately brought Duan Xiaoming along. As soon as Lu Qian appeared, Lu Mingyu didn't hesitate to throw herself at Duan Xiaoming and passionately kissed him in front of her sister. Lu Qian was furious, her eyes turning red. She immediately got in the car with plans to expose Lu Mingyu's actions. However, when she checked the car, she found only Su Yu and Lu Mingyu. Soon after, Lu Qian's malicious actions were met with severe punishment from her father. Her uncle ordered that no one should tarnish Lu Mingyu's reputation. Later, Duan Xiaoming and Lu Mingyu had a video call. The man playfully asked for compliments, saying he had cooperated with his girlfriend's plan today. After the call, Duan Xiaoming reflected on Lu Mingyu's actions. His girlfriend seemed to be hiding many secrets and had clever methods, skillfully using him. But Duan Xiaoming didn't mind. He truly liked Lu Mingyu. Lu Mingyu's aunt hated her deeply. Because of her, the Lu family was in chaos. The aunt angrily called Lu Mingyu a seductress, just like her mother, who had caused a 10-year separation between herself and her husband. Lu Mingyu didn't back down and retorted, "My mom never gave your husband a second glance. Know your place." The aunt, enraged, raised her hand to slap her, but failed and stormed off in fury. Su Yu discovered Lu Mingyu's mother-in-law at a nightclub with a male model and quickly sent a video to Lu Mingyu. Lu Mingyu decided to go to the bar that night. Zhang Xiang saw that Lu Mingyu and Su Yu had ordered several male models and immediately relayed the information to Duan Xiaoming. Soon after, Lu Mingyu received a video call from her boyfriend. While chatting with him, she calmly observed her aunt's actions. Duan Xiaoming, moving quickly, drove straight to the nightclub and teased, "Are you coming down, or should I come up and catch you?" Lu Mingyu didn't answer directly but instead asked, "Is the car in front of you shaking a lot?" Duan Xiaoming mistook her question for flirting and immediately responded, "Do you want to try the car?" Lu Mingyu leisurely replied, "Dare to crash into it?" In the next moment, Duan Xiaoming slammed his foot on the gas and crashed into the car. Then his voice came through the phone, "Traffic accident. Wife, I'm hanging up." The car accident at the nightclub's entrance caused an uproar, and the scandal of Lu Mingyu's mother-in-law's tryst with the male model quickly spread. Duan Xiaoming finally caught his sly girlfriend and curiously asked, "What are you laughing about?" To his surprise, Lu Mingyu confessed directly, "I like you." The two fell into an intense kiss, and the woman teasingly asked, "What do you like about me? It can't be my scheming, right?" Duan Xiaoming chuckled and gently responded, "You're beautiful. I noticed you back then. Your art, your inner self, That's when I truly fell in love with you." Lu Mingyu's uncle was furious and lashed out at his wife for causing the Lu family to fall into disgrace. Soon, he began to suspect that everything was being manipulated by Lu Mingyu from behind the scenes. To severely punish her, he took Lu Mingyu to see his grandmother and deliberately said to the elderly woman, who suffered from Alzheimer's, "Your beloved sons died in a car crash, all because of you." Sure enough, the grandmother was deeply affected and broke down emotionally, preparing to commit suicide. Seeing her grandmother about to take a knife, Lu Mingyu rushed to stop her, catching the blade in a moment of panic. She apologized to her uncle in pain, begging him not to harm the grandmother and offering to be locked away again as punishment. Lu Mingyu was locked in a room filled with scorpions. She recalled how Duan Xiaoming had taught her to play marbles, and she used the marbles to flick the scorpions away. When the confinement ended, Lu Mingyu received several messages from her boyfriend about dates. Duan Xiaoming realized his girlfriend was hard to schedule time with and thought of a clever way to get her attention, using a painting to lure her out. The painting was one he had bought a year ago, something he deeply admired, and he believed his artistic girlfriend would love it. Duan Xiaoming successfully arranged a date with Lu Mingyu. The man carefully wrapped a scarf around her neck, and Lu Mingyu was momentarily stunned. Duan Xiaoming planned to propose to her family next week, and Mingyu kissed him on the cheek. Duan Xiaoming personally crafted 2 rings, and the next day, he invited the girl to go shopping. Mischievously, he took off her silk scarf, and through the scarf, they shared a passionate kiss. Lu Mingyu paused shyly, but the man kissed her again. When Duan Xiaoming was preparing to propose, he received a call from his sister-in-law, informing him that his brother was in trouble.